make your rukus longer. Between the ayahs, make sure you stop and reflect. And in that reflection, even if you have said words without thought, at that time you can think and I didn't, my mind was elsewhere, I'm sorry, and think about the meaning, and then move on. But essentially, let's come back to preparation. And in this video, I need to read my Isha prayer. It just came in my mind that maybe I'll put it on recording, and maybe we can all benefit from it, inshallah. So, the preparation is very important. So, in Wudhu, when you're washing the hands, you say, put the water carefully. Where does it come from? So, some thought at least, some thought, not long thought, small thought, depending on your time, some thought. Fallen from all the way to the skies. When manna salwa falls from the skies for the Israelites, and they get it, it's a miracle. When for Maryam Salamullah alayha, there's food there from heaven, it's a miracle. So for you as well, water has come from the skies. And it falls and it does different things, and then it rises and then it falls and rises and falls. Inside you there's water. Majority of earth is water. So think for a moment, for a second, and in that cleanliness, look at your hands. See how beautiful God has created you. How wonderful is He. Alhamdulillah. And then when you're washing your mouth, your teeth you have inside and all of that, and think about it. And the fact that He's removing your nijasa. Ask Him at those times in many prayers. Essentially, speak to Him, ask Him. They clean my heart as well. I've transgressed again and again. Body, mind and soul, clean them as well. I've started here and coming to you on the prayer mat. So clean my mind and clean my soul, so that I am not ashamed when I go back to you in front of your beloved. May Allah forgive us. And also, so continue the same process. So before you do wuzu, or if it's a nose, same thing, and try and pull it up the nose, and it's a different feeling. And all the while, think, mindfulness. If your mind is here, exactly what you're doing, and you're associating and connecting and speaking to God, it will focus your mind on the task at hand. And when it comes to your face, again, God says, wherever you look is the face of God. You're the representative of God. And so when you are cleaning your face, and you're washing your face, ask God for your face to have noor upon it, to be illuminated on the day of judgment, and not be darkened, and for your hands to be free, not to be behind your neck. May Allah forgive us all. Which is nastaghfirullah in Arabic. Nastaghfirullah, forgive me, nastaghfirullah. We are a community, nastaghfirullah, nastaghfirullah. And the Prophet is rahmatul lil alameen. So essentially, nastaghfirullah, everybody is the ummah of the Prophet. All the ins, all the jinn. And everything else essentially. Everything essentially, I believe. Animals, everything comes into environment, trees. So, because He is rahmatul lil alameen. for this world and for the next world. As Muslim कोई से कहने को तो तू, it's okay. So same thing do there. Think. So right hand you're watching first. Think why right hand? What are the Islam says do so many right things with your right hand first. Right things with your right hand. When you're dressing, when you're doing this, when you're in mindfulness. With left things doing certain things. And there again all day you're using these hands. They're not ours. How are we using them? So develop that understanding. So in that thought process, if you're able to think properly, you will awaken a state of mindfulness, a meditative state, which is also in brain waves known as the alpha state. In that state, you will already be in the serene sort of state before you stand on the prayer mat. As you can see just by explaining these things to you and to myself, I've developed tears, I've come to that. And after that as well, how you finish your prayer, think. Your head, your feet, what is happening there? You use, here is your computer, the controller is in there. Essentially the controller is there, but inside here mind sends signals to the brain. So be very careful during prayer as you're reminded when you're going to this and that movements. Don't rush. Because it's like in cars, when they have prolonged, not prolonged, sorry, when you have an accident, your mind goes, your brain moves forward and internal organs, then it stops with the seat belt. That sends a shock wave, which is not good for the body. Even your knees, they say, for over prolonged running, can become damaged. You're constantly doing that. And if the ground is pushing back in the wrong way, and you don't know how to run, you're pushing it rather than using the force, then it can get damaged. RSI, repetitive strain injuries, even these joints, because if you haven't done what should be done, God knows better what should be done, but you can damage all of these things. So in your brain as well, maybe that's why some of these people who are praying 5 times a day and maybe long prayers and this and that, simple things sometimes they don't understand, like little kids understand. Maybe God has damaged their brains, because they go like this in Ruku, they stand up like this, go like that in Sajda, stand up like that. So the brain is constantly, it's like Muhammad Ali taking punches. They're punching themselves. God is punching them. So be careful. Slow movements, steady movements. You're meeting the beloved. The time is not to rush, unless sometimes you are in a rush and then you have to rush, that's different. But even in that, you know which part and where you can rush a little bit, where you can take slow and how to do it, and shorten your sajda and come out and stop, and the movements you can flow. A player knows how to pray. Yeah. A player knows how to play, and a player who does prayer, he knows how to do prayer. The Prophet has done both, fast and slow, medium, etc. But with mindfulness, that's the main thing. So last thing I will just add before I start my prayer is that I was sitting in somebody's house and I know Isha time you can delay a little bit, so I delayed it. Even though I did Wudhu there, so I can stay in Wudhu. So that, because I know there's benefit of that. So God knows he did Wudhu, but he's not doing the prayer. Why is he not doing the prayer? Because he doesn't want to rush in prayer. He wants to go home before bed and he wants to try and make it better. Who knows, I might have just fallen asleep. But I lay down for a bit and I had some renewed energy because of that, and then I got up and I started, and here we are. Even this video is taking place with that sort of thought that I delayed my prayer for God and to give more time to the family I was with. More beauty comes out of it. So inshallah, let's move forward and start the prayer.